Hi viewers, greetings from the other side of the world, at least for most of you. So this is going to be a quick reading on the Avenatti story. It's a bit sus, isn't it, really? Now, I'm not blindly defending him. As my friends will testify, I often said I like what Avenatti does publicly, but you wouldn't want to be married to him. Not because of violence, but because he's got an ego the size of Texas. But you'd have to think this is a bit suspicious because his ex-wife and the soon-to-be ex-wife have both said, no, there's never been any violence. So it's looking like it's a bit of a hatchet job, you know. So let's have a look. We'll do that. And then there are some very strange and interesting developments over at Faux News. So let's do Avenatti first. So firstly, is this a setup? The Avenatti case. Is it a setup? As I understand it, he hasn't actually been charged yet. I could be out of date, could be wrong. Is this a setup? All right. It's funny. Is it a setup? Well, I'm not sure. He gets the Lover's card. Ironic when domestic violence is being spoken about. But it also speaks to a deal being made. Temperance. It's about being reasonable. He is embattled and he's coming out fighting. So I'm going to have to get a clarifier. So just ever so quickly, the Lovers is a high arcana card, major arcana. Temperance, right? And these both speak to deals on some level. Negotiations, they speak to negotiation. Yes, he's in the wars, and he is going to fight it. So, I'll ask again. I'm going to make it on the Lover's card. Is this a setup? Is Avenatti being set up? The Hierophant. The card of the court and law and order. So it could be, I'm not going to say 100% viewers, but I feel that someone is using the court system against him. Look, I could have completely misread him and he could be the greatest violent bastard on earth. But I don't think both the wives would say that. So I think someone is using the court system for their own ends. So now I'm going to ask, will it kill his public career? Because you'd have to think it's not good, wouldn't you? Let me just give them a good card split here. Is it going to work, in other words? Is it going to kill his public persona? Is it the end, effectively, for Avenatti? Is it the end? Will it work? Have a look. Yes, moving away, moving to somewhere else. Oh, hope at the end. So, he will be moving away from these travails. It ended with the Ace of Wands in the last one, so he's going to fight it publicly, then he's going to move away. Again, looking out across the water, looking so he might even, if it's bad, he might even move countries. He might move to Canada or somewhere. He might come to Australia. I'm just seeing a bit of movement away there. The Moon, you know, nefarious dealings going down. But his outcome card, will it be the end? No, hope, inspiration and light. But my feeling is that's further away from this. I think this is telling us the story of what will happen, you know, in the next 3 months or a year. I think he can kiss 2020 goodbye. But further out, and possibly in another country, he'll re-establish his career. Okay, well, that's how I see it for Avenatti. So on that level, it works for whoever is setting him up. If anyone has any other insider knowledge, please let me know. Okay, why am I bothering to read on Fox Entertainment? Well, a few interesting things happened this week. Because I can't bring myself to actually watch Fox, even though I think everyone should be exposed to the enemy and see what they're saying, I make myself read sometimes, not read cards, read news items of what Fox is saying on, you know, whether it's voting recounts or whatever they're saying on whatever. And there's been 3 interesting stories this week that make me think, One is their head honcho has come out in support of Jim Acosta and CNN and the court case. Interesting. The second thing, and I found this the most interesting in many ways, viewers, and again, I didn't see it as part of their programming. I saw a video on a menu that I went to, and they showed the footage of Donald Trump going, I know Matt Whitaker, he's a great guy. Then they cut straight away to the footage of, I don't know Matt Whitaker. Now for Fox, that's undercutting the prayers. Very interesting. The third thing was, a story has emerged yesterday, whether it's true or not, it almost doesn't matter in this case, that Trump has no respect for Hannity. Thinks he's a limp one. Questions are too soft. Trump likes to, you know, have a bit of argy-bargy, and he finds him too sycophantic. Not that Trump would use that word. Basically, he's got no respect for someone who crawls to him. Isn't it ironic? That's often the case with these bully boys, isn't it? They want people to crawl to them, and then they can kick them in the head and say, oh, fancy crawling. So that could be very destructive for their relationship. Now, so having seen all of those yesterday, I thought, what's happening at Fox? Let's look, shall we? What's happening to Fox? To Fox, what's happening at Fox? Tell me about Fox. I don't know. All right. Well, 4 of the 5 cards are wands, energy and fire, meaning I'm not dreaming, something's happening, and it involves conflict, right? So there's definitely argy-bargy going on at Fox. In the centre, the Page of Pentacles, I would venture to say that might be Sean Hannity. Now, even though Sean Hannity is a man in his 50s, he's a perennial teenager. It might be him. Normally, the Page of Pentacles has a brain, but not always, it would appear. I think this is Sean Hannity, ruled by money, the perennial child. So, a bit of conflict there. The slings and arrows of the 8 of Wands, things are happening quickly. And where this is placed, this is the wands that are hitting Hannity. Interesting. Underneath, this is very general on Fox, and then I want to have a quick one on Murdoch. The Knight of Wands, a bit of caution has come into their tone about Trump, I think. It has actually turned a corner in that respect. They will still court him. They are still state TV, they are still a propaganda outlet. They are still shamelessly program after program in support of him, but it's slightly diminished now. In other words, if you look at the perspective of this card, the wands are huge and the people are small. So in other words, they're making these big claims, these very small people, about their success. Now, I'm old enough to have been around the block a few times, viewers, and I was in the UK when Rupert Murdoch single-handedly destroyed the miners' strike and working conditions in the UK for the next 2 generations. He's an unmitigated bastard. There's no way you can dress up Rupert Murdoch. Okay, so my question now is, has Rupert changed his mind about Trump? Has Murdoch changed his mind about Trump? Well, that'd be yes. We will see what happens from here, viewers, but in the centre, Rupert Murdoch is about making money, only about making money. This is the miser's card. It also has other meanings, but in his case, it's purely the miser's card. He's 86, nudging 87, has so much money he couldn't count it, and it's never enough. Why? Because he has a vacuous hole where his soul should be. Bastard. Okay. So that's Murdoch in the middle. We've got 2 blindfolded figures here. Okay. Now, in the past, blindly supporting Trump, I would say he had a choice early on when he was reported on more than one occasion of saying Trump is an imbecile, the man is an idiot, the man has no capacity or wherewithal to be president, and he was talked out of that by Jared Kushner and decided he could make money. So that was in the past. Now, on top of this reading, he's realised, Murdoch has realised, he's hostage to this stupid, absolutely cretinous guy, Donald Trump, who lost 200 seats at the recent election. He's beginning to think he's backing a loser. Oh. Now, underneath he gets the Fool card. Foolish. And Knight of Wands, which was just in Fox's previous reading just now, he's proceeding with caution. In other words, he will continue to let Fox and Friends and those crazy panelists continue for now, but there is a rethink in progress. Rupert Murdoch does not get played for a fool. And I think if you think Trump gets cranky, you should try Rupert behind the scenes. And I suspect he's now going to be angry at Kushner and the others who twisted his arm. His initial instincts, even though he is the greatest prick on earth, he has infallible instincts for how to destroy cultures and countries. He didn't want to back Trump. And his arm was twisted, his greed won, and now he's stuck with him. So how are they going to backpedal from this? Wow. Now, I've already done the Melania video, but I just thought I'd pop this up first. Melania's coming. Ta-ta for now.